Let us welcome in the man who produced Magic Happens. Austin Collie is back on BYU Sports Nation to preview BYU Utah. Austin, great to see you on Friday. How are you?
What's up, fellas? I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Can you feel it? Can you feel it in the air?
Yeah, I can feel it. Do you feel like this undefeated top 10 BYU team is magic happening? Are they living right on and off the field? Is that why this is happening?
I'll tell you what, they're doing that and then some. Okay, because they, it's exciting watching this team. I'm excited to see how they put it on Utah. They dog walk Utah out of the stadium. No, it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game. I think BYU, what we've seen from BYU, I don't think anyone's thought BYU was gonna be starting off 8-0. I did say 8 wins though, if you remember right, Spence.
I remember
when I was on the show. But, the fact that they're 8-0, things are coming together. To be 8-0 in this league, I think in the country at this level of competition, things have got to go right, and things have got to go right a lot, which is what I think has happened for BYU thus far.
Austin, we've gone through the numbers and categories we feel will most prominently factor into whatever happens tomorrow night in Salt Lake City. So let's discuss some of the main keys that you have been focusing on that you believe would lead to a BYU victory. So if you had 2 or 3, what are those keys to BYU winning in Rice-Eccles Stadium for the first time in 18 years?
I think the biggest thing is we got to keep pressure off of Jake, right? Jake is one that if you allow him to get his confidence going, feeling comfortable in the pocket, great things happen. He makes great plays, and then establishing the run game, right? Like I think both with Jake as well as LJ and Rapati and some of the other backs, I think we're able to establish a run game. And I'm not saying run the thing on first and second down every series. I'm just saying, we get a few breaks. Now we get them to stop bringing the pressure. We get them playing back on their feet a little bit. I think keeping the pocket clean, establishing the run game. I think if we do that, we're going to come out with a victory.
Are you concerned about who quarterback could be for Utah, or do you have a preference rather of Isaac Wilson on his birthday, by the way, or Brandon Rose, his first career start?
Oh, I think it'd be foolish if Utah starts Brandon Rose. Absolute foolish, right? Like, I think what you're doing right now, as a BYU fan, man, I'm worried for the future, right? Like the fact that Isaac's getting all these reps and he is a great talent. Like I don't think people understand how hard it is to come in as a true freshman and perform, especially when maybe you weren't preparing for that. You were preparing just to be able to sit back and watch Cam Rising, who's been playing for however many years now, watch how he does it and just be able to learn. But then now being thrown into the fire as a true freshman. I mean, this kid was playing on Friday nights, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. So I think every single rep that he gets, especially in games like this where the energy is going to be different, the environment's going to be different, and playing against good defense like BYU, I think that only benefits them as a football team and their future. And to start somebody else, I mean, let's be honest, right? Like Utah, odds of them making a Big 12 championship run, not great, right? So why not just chalk it up to a development type of year for Isaac Wilson?
I don't see that happening, honestly. We both talked about it. It feels like they're going to make a change. Andy Ludwig out. I think they brought in Rose last week, not only because Isaac hurt his wrist, but because he was not good enough. I think they're looking for an answer, a response to get to a bowl game to save this season. I don't think they're throwing in the towel for development. I'd be surprised if they don't play Brandon Rose.
That would be the dumbest decision in all of college. Like, you have your quarterback of the future. Why are you going to rock the boat, especially in today's day and age
where
with the transfer portal?
Yeah.
Right? Unfortunately, all these players have all the leverage in the world. So if they're unhappy, like if he's your guy, stick with them. And stick with them through the thick and thin and have some loyalty there. Like if I'm Isaac Wilson and they go away from me and I'm supposed to be the quarterback of the future and you're not willing to kind of go through the growing pains with me, especially when you had anticipated already having or me sitting back and there's not a long leash given and now you're giving it to the Rose kid, like, what does that say? Right. So why would you rock the boat on your future quarterback who, understandably, you're not going to win a lot of games right now because the guy that you're supposed to take you to the promised land, can't stay healthy? That would be the dumbest move from a recruiting standpoint, from a future football standpoint.
That's why I want it tomorrow.
Austin Collie with some strong opinions. The wild card there, obviously, is how significant is Isaac's injury, and how does that factor into what Utah feels like they have to do? But we'll table that, and we will see. Now, I need you to continue to bring the strong opinions here, Austin, because
Always.
At this point, BYU has played 8 games. They've seen a lot of different fronts, a lot of different looks, a lot of different disguises. So what does Utah bring to the table that BYU hasn't seen at some point somewhere in their previous 8 games?
These coaching staffs are very, very familiar with each other. They've coached together for a long, long time. They've coached against each other for a long, long time. That scares me as a BYU fan, right? It'd be one thing if they didn't have a defensive coordinator who didn't know what he was doing, but Morgan Scalley is super smart. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. He's coached with Kalani. He's coached with Jay Hill. He's coached with all these other guys. Coached with A-Rod, right? Most importantly, and so there is a little bit of knowing or putting themselves in each other's shoes and kind of knowing what they're going to do and anticipating that and preparing for that, right? I do not like the fact that they've had a bye along with us as well. They've had an extra week to prepare for us. It's going to be a dogfight, man. Like, I hope that the offensive line can answer the call, because I think the true Utah team that everybody anticipated at the beginning of the year is in there. Like, especially on the defensive side of the ball, I think they're in there. They're just waiting for it to kind of everything to line up, everything to come together. And I just hope we don't wake the beast.
Yeah, they've given up. They've given up. Less than 28 the last 4 weeks. The offense hasn't helped them out on defense. Okay, want to flash back to 4th and 18 in 2007. We've heard Max's side of the story. I don't know if I've ever asked, or we've ever asked you your side of this. Perhaps we have, but tell it again. Okay, it's 4th and 18. You don't make those plays in like any game, let alone Utah and game on the line. Take us back to kind of that moment, that play call, and of course the check from Max for you to run a different route.
Yeah, so it was just like a forward concept that we called, and then Max kind of looked at me and he gave me like a little stutter signal. So essentially, it was like a double move route where I fake like I'm running like a 10-yard hook, and then I just take off, right? And when Max called that, I thought, this is the dumbest audible I've ever heard of or seen, because it's 4th and 18. They're going to be playing at the sticks. Why would they ever bite on a 10-yard, 12-yard curl? All they got to do is keep me in front of them, let me make the catch, make the tackle before the sticks. But fortunately, Bryce McCain bid on it and was able to get by. I don't know if he thought he was in a cover 2 scenario. He shouldn't have, because they weren't, right? They were 4 high, deep, prevent type of coverage. But, I think maybe got a little greedy, wanted to make the drive on the ball, make the pick, and solidify the whole thing. So, but yeah, it was, ball's in the air. It's in slow motion. You're kind of thinking, don't drop it, because it is too easy. But I probably should have stayed in bounds, to be honest with you. I'm mad I kind of followed through out of bounds on that one.
You know what? Maybe another time you can, in the multiverse, you can redo that play. It's such a great play, and then of course you guys marched down and win the game, and it was awesome, man. It was great.
4th and 18, just one of the many iconic moments in this rivalry game, Austin. Oh, okay. Now
Harvey balled.
Yes, he did.
Harvey Young had a game that game.
He was amazing.
Harvey left the game with some red paint on his helmet. Yeah,
and that's a redshirt freshman, Harvey Young, by the way. He's a young kid.
That's how I want to see our backs finish this weekend, right? The way that he did on the goal line, man, that was awesome.